Hello everyone, good morning, and welcome back to United21 Season 33. Long time no see with you guys, and I couldn't have come at a better time. We're going to be doing here the technically semifinals. This is both the third place decider match due to the dual bracket system, and also the match that decides who is going to get a chance at the grand final and who is going to get to go up against Fish 123. Will it be Kronjyllands, who are going to have a chance at potentially getting revenge because they did get 2-0'd in the upper bracket final and it wasn't really that close of a game? Or will be KS, who a long time ago did get dropped into the lower bracket. And actually, fun fact, to open up the playoffs of Season 33, if you look over there, the Kronjyllands KS match, that was not a 2-0 victory. That was a forfeit by the side of KS, which makes this even more interesting. We're going to get to actually see what probably that first match both of these teams had would have looked like if they played each other. Obviously, two different stories here. I mean, Kronjyllands, after that match, they 2-1 Gen 1, which is a very strong team, and then lost to Fish 1-3. In the meantime, KS, they had to go against Volt, they had to go against Los Cagutos, and against Gen 1, and they 2-0'd all of them. So for KS, or the former Cubics, if you're confused, it hasn't been a tough playoffs at all, unfortunately, for that first loss, but otherwise, for them, it's been a walk through the park. And hell, they might have even been in a different position if they didn't have to forfeit that first match against Kronjyllands. And you can see Nuke picked by the Danes. Shocker, I know. CT side for KS, and Mirage picked by KS, with, of course, the CT side going for Kronjyllands. So, Ancient as a decider. I'd love to see it all end on the jungle if it is a possibility. And, well, both of these teams, especially KS, when it comes to raw aim, they're one of the scariest teams for Kronjyllands. Obviously a different style of Counter-Strike completely. I mean, it's Northern versus Southern Europe that we're comparing here, and we all know our playstyles are completely different in Kaylee already. Well, speaking of playstyles, Jace is just going to be ready for that. So Kaylee does go down by a quick trade. Coming out of GameZilla to keep this an even number of men for both sides. Vaccarino opens it up nicely towards the A-bomb side. Down goes Cerber as well. So it's only Bledar and Amar into 2 versus 4. A difficult retake, no matter how you spin it. With 35 seconds on the clock, Amar looking to get a pick maybe from Heaven to make this a bit easier. 2v3, a lot easier than a 2v4. But if either of them go down before getting at least one kill, well, that's going to be a big problem. And Amar, he needs a 4K right now in total. He did get one, but he simply does not have enough time. I'm surprised he didn't even opt for the save. 4 bullets left in the USP. I mean, he literally needs to be surgically precise. And it's going to be Vaccarino to pick up 3, 2 for Jace. And round number 1 on the board for Kronjyllands. The 1-0 lead for the Danish team that could be taken away quickly. Don't forget, I mean, KS, they are an incredibly scary team when it comes to these force buys. Especially Kaylee when it comes to him having a Deagle, although he has a 5-7 this time, which, you know, in this position is probably better than a Deagle. You want those 20 bullets, close range, and be able to spam him away. But Amar, equally as good with the Deagle, ding through the edge of the wall. But they do some damage into Avu. I mean, he's down to 30. HP advantage kind of sorta on the side of KS. I mean, 2 of their players are tagged up by 30 HP, and Kaylee, he's able to sneak past Vaccarino. I'm not sure if they're aware of it, but these players on the B-bomb site, they have to live for as long as they can, and Cerber and GameZilla both go down to more. Can he get another? No, he cannot. Bledar on the flank with the scout. Not the weapon you want to have in a situation like this. If anything, Kaylee got himself an AK. I mean, that's either something you save right now or you go for it, and it seems like both him and Bledar, now that they picked up a second rifle, are probably going to decide to go back, but still, you know that some of these players are tagged up. The double peek didn't come out in time, and Hegelund takes round number 2 for Kronjyllands. It did look a bit, you know, tricky for a moment there, as if KS were going to take the round. But then, the Danes strike back, and, well, with 3 surviving members, their economy is going to be perfectly fine coming out of round number 2. And especially with the fact that you know that they're probably going to have just very weak pistols. I mean, hell, you expect them to be full eco here, which they are not. I see 4 Kevlar vests, and I see some 5.7s out there, 4 as well, so for sure. You're gonna still look to cause trouble on the side of KS, of course. Kronjyllands being the team they are, I'm certain it's gonna be just easy clears like this, and, well, with that nade doing so much damage, Baccarino picks up 2, and he does get sold out by Egelund a little bit, but otherwise, just losing that Mach 10 doesn't really matter. He got 2 with it anyway, paid it off. And finally, we're gonna see a full buy versus full buy after a 3-0 start for Kronjyllands. If I'm not mistaken, that translates into Kronjyllands. Something along those lines. Don't quote me on it. I checked it like an hour ago. But I did wake up at 6 AM for no good reason, so... brain melty a little bit. A little more than just a little bit. Kronjyllands, I mean, for them, this should be another round where they have a massive advantage. Yeah, they do have a Mach 10, but they have so much more utility compared to KS. I mean, you see Gamezilla using his last piece of util, and that was nearly a double kill for Gamezilla. And Avu nearly got team killed as well, but he just continues going forward. I love this decision-making, although they did not clear out Cerber. And this could be a massive problem. 2-3 kills go the way of KS. And this is why you can't leave any angle unchecked. Amar is on the lower bomb site, so even that is on lockdown. Egelund goes down, and it's only Emilio. Mach 10 not gonna do anything. Round number 1 on the board for KS, and... well, with 4 living members, almost perfect. Luckily for Kronjyllands, they still have. And now for a full buy. And quick default utility by both sides. Smoke wall again by Kronjyllands. Amar is always towards ramp, and nothing new about that of Avu again. A lot of damage taken. Gamezilla nearly connected. If that wall was a bit thinner, Avu would have been dead. Although Gamezilla does take some damage. In return, spotted out as well, crossing back to the left side. Oh, Forbidden. Or sorry, not Forbidden, of, My brain is not working anymore for sure. I forgot to call out for the old way through secret. Am I stupid? Don't answer that, I know I am. Molly for credit card as well, and a 1-for-1 trade to open up the round. Still though, the HP advantage is on the side of KS. But 1-for-1 trades usually favor the T side, because they only have to attack one part of the map. With those 4 members, and KS have to defend the entire map with 4. Unless, you know, of course, your IGL is Cadian, in which case he's going to call the 4-man rotate, and, well, most of the time that does work out. In the meantime, while I'm talking about other Danish IGLs, great calls being made here by the side of Kronjyllands, and a 4 versus 2. Bledar and Amar, realistically, they have to save this. You've reset your loss bonus down to 1900, I believe. Oh no, 2400, that's even better. They can full buy in the next round if they save these 2 guns, because Cerber saved some extra money. And Gamezilla and Kaylee can get dropped by Bledar and Amar. And you can tell that both of them are well aware of that, but I do believe Avu might have heard a step or 2 coming into CT spawn. And if anybody is gonna go check, it should be the player with 0 HP, because they know Bledar has an ob, they know he's probably gonna be holding this. And, well, Bledar doesn't miss those, at least doesn't miss it often. Full buy for KS as expected, but they are a round away from being reset, even with 2900 loss bonus. Unless, of course, they save again, which is only an if. In case they end up losing the round, and with the way Bledar just opened it up. That's gonna be a bit more difficult for them to do. Baccarino all the way around, caught by Kaylee, who swings back and nearly gets another. 4 versus 3, and Amar out from heaven. Are they gonna be ready for it? Jay certainly is. Lasers down Amar. So a 3v3, but look at the health on the side of Kronjyllands. Not a single one of them has more than 70. Or rather, more than 80, because Jace is on 79. And speaking of him, he's going to have to be the main man here for Kronjyllands. I mean, Egelund is on the other side of the map, and Bledor missed on a fully blinded player. Nearly got punished for it, and while coming out of a vent, Egelund not going to have a lot of success here, although insta connects on the headshot. 10 seconds left. They need to defuse the bomb, and Bledor covers perfectly. A bit of a fiesta there, and he's also going to leave an AK for his teammate, being the responsible team member that he is. The triple kill for Bledor, second on the board for KS, but man, was that chaotic. And with them losing 3 players and Kronjyllands getting the plant should be a force by the side of the Danish email. Not even a force, it's going to be a full buy. Some players might have to go to a Mac 10. A quick timeout. Just to... Well, I'm not going to say shake things up. Or was it a timeout, even? At this point, my eyes have stopped working, not just my brain. Anyways, that felt like a bit of a longer pause. And 4 pistols, I'm surprised they didn't go for the full buy. Yes, they're going to have maybe a buy in the next round. 1900 for some of these players might not be enough. For example, Jason Emilio will probably have to go on Galil's. Well, Kronjyllands, an interesting call. You see the idea behind it, but Emilio already taking a good chunk of damage. And that AK can only realistically be picked up by 2 players and have it be fully useful with Baccarino and Jace having Kevlar, Abu, and Egelund. Not really up to the task with, well, the lack of Kevlar and Gamezilla. An interesting angle. Does get taken out immediately. Now the rotation comes through, and Kaylee and Cerber hold down the bomb site. Kaylee, or rather Cerber finally traded, but Kaylee is there to help out. Emilio, last man alive. It's a 1v3 in total. Been picking up that first kill, but you can't get past Bledor. Up in hand once again from Heaven. And third round on the board for KS. Although one thing I've noticed in the past is KS, well, they were still cubics. They struggled on the T side. Of Nuke, specifically. And for them, I mean, this is the opponent's map pick. Kronjyllands, hell, I mean, it's T-side Nuke. Yeah, it is your own map pick, but 4 rounds are, I'd say, enough. 5 maybe, since it's your own pick, but 4 is perfectly fine. Obviously, if they ended this half with 4, that would mean that KS won, like, what, 6-7 rounds in a row in total, and Cerber love to see the aggression. Gonna smoke off that molly, give himself extra space. He does get naded twice, but still alive. More utility flying back there. I don't think they can take him out of that position. Cerber just gonna look to be annoying and stay alive. They don't have any more nades. Yeah, the 4 flashes in the smoke. Cerber doing God's work here for KS, keeping them trained towards outside, wasting time in the round, wasting utility. Although in the meantime, throughout all that chaos, and Chase has managed to get down to secret. Gimzel spotting out some players, and now they're just gonna cross it raw, no smokes, no utility. They could have been punished for that if Bledor got on the angle in time, and Kaylee off angle, and never mind, Kaylee, I guess, looked away from his monitor, or somebody was speaking on the TeamSpeak. Because she did not react at all, even to the sound, because even to the visuals. What is happening? Everybody are going down. It's only Bledor to get a single kill. To keep this somewhat reasonable, it's a 2 versus 3. Gamezilla with 1, but can't connect on the spray transfer. And it's a 1 versus 1. After Cerber's frag, a 2 for 1. That means a lot for KS. And Back Arena has to go and get that bomb from Dark. 10 seconds now. He has to get to planting it as soon as possible, and Baccarino has to stick this immediately. Cerber decides not to run, out with the USB. Cerber swings, misses his one chance, out with the op, but can't connect. Baccarino to clutch. 2 kills for him in total, but that was a very shaky round by both sides. Although they did keep it close throughout the entire round. And with the 5-3 lead on the board, Kronjyllands take that minimum round number that I mentioned up to a higher level. And also a technical timeout. And luckily we're going to be back relatively quickly. And kills for Kaylee throughout these first 8 rounds. Surprisingly, seeing Amar struggle on 2, and for GameZilla, I mean, unfortunately that's become the norm. He's either 2-7 or 7-2. I've mentioned that before. I think it was actually in the previous season. Might have been a whole different tournament. GameZilla, if he's having a good game, you're gonna win that map for sure. But if he's having a bad one, you're gonna be struggling. And with them losing the first player here in round number 9, their struggles do continue. GameZilla nearly makes that a +2 for Kronjyllands. He does drop the M4 over to his teammate. Scaly gonna be hella happy with that rifle in hand. GameZilla just gonna continue with the deagle. And a great shot by GameZilla. Seems to have heard me mentioning how his performances are very inconsistent. Great trade by Jace. That just leaves Kaylee, but now they know where he is, although Kaylee spins back around. 2 players coming out! Kaylee! I mean, that's all you can do in that situation. What an attempt by Kaylee. He does get shut down by Egelund. And unfortunately for KS, that's all their money gone. They have to full eco this. It's a deagle for Kaylee, 2 flashes for GameZilla, and that's it. And a P250 for Amar, okay. These rounds can be dangerous, but like maybe 3% of the time? I don't really see Kronjyllands losing this to a bunch of players without Kevlar. I mean, they would really have to go about this round all willy-nilly, and even then, with the way they just approached ramp, I don't think that's gonna be happening. I mean, so much utility dumped. And speaking of utility, they still have a good chunk of it. The 2 flashes do remain for KS. Something they could use for the retake. Egelund, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble if he doesn't get help, because he has to look. I don't know what the hell is the idea from Kronjylland behind this, but he's dead. I mean, it's just a matter of how many can he take, and yeah, I mean, why in the ever-living hell would you leave your sniper alone in trophy room to watch both of the remaining CTs approach the ramp? I don't understand. You have a MAC-10 right here, you have another one with Baccarino. Obviously, he's probably gonna go towards Went with that second one. But Why did he leave the op alone? I mean, that's just a free op for Bledar. He's gonna take and say thank you very much. Although, I feel like at this point in the half... they don't really care that much about the guns lost, although that means they won't have an op. If Egelund wants an op, he's gonna have to go glass cannon, which for the T side, if anything, you don't really care about the op that much, right? Like, you can go 5 AKs and still be fine. The problem is that you gave Bledar an op that he otherwise wouldn't have. So you just shot yourself in the foot. Because Bledar is a phenomenal opper. He's gonna punish you for sure for giving him that sniper rifle. Second tac pass called by Kronjyllands. And I will say, for the side of KS, they're kind of in a situation where I think they really need to win this round. Because you can kind of mess up the economy, well, of Egelund. Everybody else are going to have money, even with 1400 loss bonus for Kronjyllands. So at that point, if you win the round, you cause a lot of trouble for the Danes. And also, you give yourself a chance at a 5-round half, which, I mean, the difference between 7-5 and 9-3 is two completely different universes. I know it might not look like much, like, oh, just 2 rounds going the other way, but those 2 rounds are a lot. And it seems like the revenge tour for KS up against the Danes might be a little late, but let's see. Baccarino out with the Mac-10. Kaylee around the bomb site. Again, he just gets ran over. And surprisingly, Kaylee, it felt like he was sort of alone. He does have Cerber there to help him outside of T-Vent. And now help comes out from Bledar as well. He did drop into the bomb site. They did not hear him. And Bledar had the element of surprise. There's Gamezilla to help out as well. It's only Avo and he can't get anything. Great job done by Gamezilla to cover his teammate. If Bledar goes down and then Gamezilla gets traded, it might be a whole different round. Lamar? I thought for a second he might go with the aggressive play. Last round of the half and 4 AKs and a P250 for the side of Kronjyllands. Of course, Egelund, he's not going to be the first one going in anywhere. He just can bait one of his teammates, get that AK out. And also he has a bunch of utility. Bledar, I'm not used to seeing him miss those. Luckily, Kaylee still makes it +1 for KS, and I love the aggression, but the trade does come out. There's Cerber again. Same position for Cerber. Although this time, Emilio is there to help out. Amar, did he get baited out? The flash is there, the P250 and the AK. They should be peeking this together, but they line up for Amar. That's a 2-kill extravaganza towards lobby for Amar. Massive miscommunication by the side of Kronjyllands. And that leaves Emilio. 1v2, Amar 40 HP, but Bledar is full, and that's probably the bigger problem here. 8 bullets in the AK. Although he won't get a chance to fire more than a couple for a duel, so even the 8 is not that bad. And he swings out! Last bullet headshot. Does get away with a lucky break, but left with 39 HP. Although the good thing for him is he's against Bledar, but Bledar should just pick up a rifle somewhere along the way. Full utility for Bledar as well. Molly smoke, 2 flashes, and Bledar immediately just running into single door. Emilio, there should be a right-click flash coming out. It actually gets bounced off the wall. Emilio turns back! So much damage done onto Bledar. It's a bullet away from that for him. Emilio just needs to connect 1. He's 2 bullets away from that. Yes, the advantage, and he nails him in the head. 3 kills for Emilio. Round clutch for Kronjyllands. Unbelievable. An 8-4 half full of ups and downs for both sides. But you're left wondering, what if Bledar hit that first shot? He wanted to get away early on the retake, give himself as much time as possible. Didn't want to use that utility fully. Only used one flash out of the 4 nades he had. I'm not gonna say that's what cost him. This is more of a well-played round by Emilio. Although the one thing I dislike is in that at the beginning of the 2v1, they were very split up. And you know where the bomb is. Of course, you do have to cover a lot of the map. It is Nuke. But still, I feel like they should have at least been a tad bit closer, so there is potential for a trade, even if it is just a fraction of a second. But you know, it's easy, you know, hindsight is 2020. It's easy to beat the general post-battle. Well, Berettas for Jace. On top of Hunt, Emilio has a pair of dualies as well. He's all the way over towards ramp. So far, KS, I mean, playing this round as if it was a full buy. They're gonna go forward towards Emilio. The dualies in hand. Headshot angle does fall back. 2 players coming out from the CT side to help out Emilio. All 2 go down. In the meantime, what is even happening with this round? Emilio gets 2 back. And so does Jace with 1. That leaves only game. That was a 2v4 for like 3 seconds. Or rather a 4v2 from the perspective of KS. They need Gamezilla to clutch. This is such an important pistol round for them. The timing matches up for Gamezilla. He also picks up a USP somewhere along the way. 8 bullets left, but he's making so much noise in Jace. All he has to do is wait for the drop. He hears the bomb getting planted. Jace just gonna go around the corner. The dualies. 1 bullet needed from Gamezilla if it hits the head. But he just couldn't get his crosshair situated in time. That's round number 9 for Kronjyllands. Luckily for KS, they did get the plant off. But that should have been their round. They had a 4 versus 2. They dropped 1 by 1 towards Divider, which makes no sense to me. Gave Emilio the chance at getting both. Egelund with the good nade to open up the round and do a decent chunk of damage. And Kaylee down through the smoke. Emilio, you filthy, filthy man. And look at Egelund. Oh, they're not clearing this. Oh, they're not clearing this. Egelund, he's gonna have 2 kills on a silver platter. MP9 from behind. It's actually Jace to steal away some of his glory. The Galil comes out. Not a pretty spray, but effective nonetheless. And Gamezilla, not a chance. 4 alive for Kronjyllands. And at a 10-4 lead, to have a round as dominant as this, it doesn't bode well for KS at all. Four Eagles and a Tech 9. Just one, actually 2 sets of Kevlar vests on Cerber and Bledar. Leo nearly caught out. Does fall back, those Deagles getting just 1 shot onto him. I'm surprised Kaylee missed. He's usually very sharp with the Deagle. Navu gets some shots baited out. Good reaction by the T-side player to actually fall back and avoid the nade, but they did lose Kaylee in the meantime. Again, it's Emilio. Drawing first blood on Kaylee. Back Arena with another, and Egelund. Bit of a rough spray on the second player, but it doesn't matter. It's Gamezilla once again. 69 HP in the Dream. He'd need to almost double his kills if he wants to clutch this 1v5, and to be honest, if he had a rocket launcher, I don't think I'd give him a chance at clutching this. Although firing rockets at a nuclear reactor might be equal to bombing it with C4, so there is that. Jace, just peeking through the door hole and, well, knock knock. It's Jace with a bullet to the face of Gamezilla. And round number 11 on the board for Kronjyllands. This has been such a great map for the Danes, and don't forget, if you look at this scoreboard, this match should be a lot closer. You have Avu 3 and 10, almost a non-factor, although his utility has been pretty decent throughout the entire map. But the rest of his team is well into the double digits. It's been a bit of a struggle for KS. 3 players, and 2 of them are on 11 and 10. Kaylee on 14, Amar with 4, Gamezilla with 6. I mean, for Gamezilla, his role is in this team is not to be a fragger. That's that's the job of Kaylee, that's the job of Bladder, that's the job of Amar. He is usually the support, and well, they're gonna need some support outside, although Gamezilla does provide it. Emilio and Baccarino both go down. Even with Cerber just being on 2 HP, he finally does get finished off, so a 3 versus 3. But look at how much space Gamezilla has already taken, and they know that Gamezilla is deep into the flank. And will the trade come out? No, it will not. A more great timing for the peak right as Abu was dropping down. Leaves Egelund in a 1 versus 3, smoke thrown literally on his face. Is he opting for the save? Where is the bomb? The bomb is in front of lobby, towards T-spawn, and they really want to make sure everything is clear before they attempt anything. Egelund, unfortunate for him that not a single one of those windows is broken. They can probably assume that he is towards the lower bomb site, maybe ramp, trophy room, something like that. I don't think it's a question on whether or not they're going to plant on A. So round number 5 on the board for KS, unless Egelund pulls off some magic, but he's not even going to attempt it. He's just going to tuck away towards deep ramp and look to save this M4. Kevlar helmet, kit, and a flash. He does have a lot of money as well, so if Avu needs a drop, he can do it. And with the loss bonus of 1400 Avu, he can buy himself, but he's going to be lacking utility, so the best course of action is probably to have Egelund to drop him. And the first round of the second half, did it come a bit too late for KS? Second to last, attack pause called by Kronjyllands. They have money for a full buy, so that's not under any type of question. And a good chance for KS to open up with a comeback, or to start off their comeback if they do win this round, and that's a big if. Because Kronjyllands have been playing a phenomenal map of Counter-Strike here on Nuke. You know, with all this utility, not much damage done. It's Egelund to get the first kill. Kaylee, first blood again, drawn against them. And the reaction comes out from KS. Great timing to push ramp. Egelund has to give up the position. In the meantime, Baccarino is down in secret, so he can rotate here, but the B side is fully forfeited here, so KS, they're guaranteed a plant. Unfortunately, with that one door, I do believe it's broken open, actually. Emilio didn't open it, he just broke it with a nade. And yeah, they're gonna have that avenue to retake. This is such a well-planned out round by Kronjyllands. I mean, the setup they have, and the fact that they keep the door open, they did not deny the plant, but they did get 2 for 1 there to open up the retake game. Zilla can't get anything, and it's only Amar with 2. Can he get the third? That was close. But no cigar. That's 12 for Kronjyllands. 12-5 lead, 7 map rounds in a row for the Danish team. KS, I mean, they're looking mild at best compared to what they usually look like, because this team, as I said, when it comes to raw aim and mechanics, I mean, they're such a scary team to go up against. But hey, I mean, for Kronjyllands, it seems like it's just another, what is it, Wednesday today? It's Wednesday, my dudes. So, hoping for KS to make this a bit closer. Another tech pause. Hopefully it doesn't last for too long. Seems like it's a problem for Kaylee, because he hasn't bought anything yet. Hoping that whatever it is, it's resolved quickly. Luckily, whatever it was, it's finally resolved. And they can get back to some Counter-Strike. 4 out of the 5 rounds on the CT side have been won. Or rather, in the second half, have been won by Kronjyllands. And for KS, literally the last hurrah here on Nuke. If anything, it comes through with the full buy, with 4 AKs and an AWP. And that AWP, finally, not just doing something, but getting an entry frag towards outside. It's been KS giving up that first frag towards the field, and now it's finally them getting one. They're still gonna have to do something with it, and it's 2 kills right back to Egelund. They tried to pick the man in main, and now it's Jace with another. A 4 versus 2, and this map might be over, ladies and gentlemen. Amar and Bled are into 2 versus 4. Eye test doesn't give him a good percentage chance, and it's only Bled who's gonna get peeked by the AWP. He does catch Egelund overextending, but a minute 5 left. Bledar needs the ace clutch. This is an almost unwinnable situation. He's going to get peeked from lobby. And will he be able to flick down in time? He does spot out the player. Maybe a wallbang attempt, no. And for Kronjyllands, I mean, at this point, you send a player to be close outside. You have one lobby. You have two in lobby, and Bledar can't really go anywhere without having to fight. Oh, there's a player already on T-roof. Yeah, this round is over for sure. not even a chance for Bledar. I mean, with the way Back Arena is playing this, he can get wallbanged through that wall, but he didn't even... Bledar actually didn't even see him. He might have just heard him, and Bledar is dead. 3, 2, 1. No, 19 HP left. 20 seconds as well. Bledar run to B. If... well, never mind. Jace holding that down. 3 for him, and 2 for Egelund. A phenomenal first map by Kronjyllands. The Danes hitting hard and hitting fast. A 13-5 victory gone just like that, or over just like that. But that was their own map pick. Map number 2 is going to be Mirage, if I'm not mistaken, and we know how dangerous KS can be on Mirage. But, I mean, we really need Amar to wake up if this is going to be close, because Amar was nowhere to be seen. There's a missing poster somewhere. And, well, Amar's face is on it, unfortunately. If he can pick up form, and if the rest of the team can continue doing what they've been doing, maybe a bit of a slower T side would, you know, suffice, because Kaylee was dying quickly on the T side, although Nuke and Mirage, 2 completely different worlds. So in about 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to be back with map number 2 to see, is this going to be a 3-map banger, or will KS get too old? Hello everyone and welcome back to map number 2 here in the best of 3 between KS and Kronjyllands. This could be the end of it. If the Danes prepared well enough for Mirage, we might see the end of it all right here. Otherwise, we might even see KS open up and try and pull off the reverse sweep. Well, that is a big ask. It is a big team after all, and Kronjyllands caught in the middle of nowhere. It is Avo and Emilio to get 2 back, but traded right away by Bledor. Leaves this in a 3 versus 3. Even number of men for both sides. Zerber. Close in jungle. Still a player in con looking to test him. It is Emilio who could lose his head very quickly, and Zerber is about to get sandwiched. But he immediately connects onto both headshots. Zerber was absolutely nasty, and, well, Avu turns the 1v3 into a 1v2. One player right behind the bomb site. Avu is lightning fast, and he is getting flanked from CT. Zerber about to come around the corner. Can he connect with the P250? He does get him off the bomb, and all he has to do is wait for time to go out. It's round over. Avu gets the kill. He gets 4. But unfortunately, it's round number 1 going the way of KS. Kronjyllands, they tried everything. Avu tried everything. But he just couldn't pull it off. And an interesting buy on the side of Kronjyllands. I mean, they fully forced up, pulling off the European force buy. Single rifle, 2 MP9s, and 2 pistols. It's Baccarino right off the bat to open up with a frag, but they have given up con control. They're gonna smoke themselves and give themselves some extra space to go towards jungle and towards the bombs. Like, they really have to clear out Davu. And some damage has been done. 2 players down to around half HP. Baccarino with the Galil. It was a hard spray, but 2 kills get given back. Gamezilla needs 2 more. Has the Galil in hand, looking for an AK that he does pick up. 11 bullets left. Another gun flies past him, and Gamezilla connects onto the headshot. Just leaves Emilio up against him. Although Emilio has 2 flashes, a smoke, and an AK of his own. Repositioning. He has crossed over to CT. Emilio might not be aware of it. He could have spotted him out. Damage done. Gamezilla. That was so close. 10 HP left on Emilio. A single extra bullet would have done it for Gamezilla, but the bullet does not come through. If anything, Gamezilla should have a full buy coming into the next round because he killed 3 players. Full buy, of course, for the side of Kronjyllands, and for KS, it's whatever they could hobble together. 3 pistols, a MAC-10, and of course the AK for Gamezilla that we did mention would be in play. Avu, just the defensive smoke, nothing else. And Baccarino, oh, rough time to peek, although they have both a player in Palace and Kronjyllands in the rattiest of all corners. With Jace finding that kill, they might be pushed to go fast into the bomb site, and they should be aware of a player that could push Palace. But if they clear Palace, there's no way they clear Kronjyllands. Simply impossible. Egelund's gonna have the time of his life here. He does deny the plant, swings out, gets another, can't quite turn around for the third, but he's already done enough, and Navu gets one, leaving just Gamezilla once again. Needs 3 kills here in the 1v3, well, obviously. It would be 4 in total for him, as he has gotten one already. 35 seconds on the clock, though, does put him on a timer that he does not want to be on, and if you're following the radar, you can see that white arrow on the 5 is turned back towards CT. Jace, fully ready for this in the shadow advantage. Gamezilla, luckily Jace is kind of tagged up, and, well, leaving Gamezilla 98-4. Unfortunate for Jace, but Gamezilla doesn't stand a chance. They would really have to give this clutch to him, and I don't think they're going to be doing that. Plus, an MP9 in the hands of Avu literally needs to sneeze onto Gamezilla. He's going to get the kill. AK gets saved over alongside the M4, and that's round number 2 on the board for Kronjyllands. Now KS have the full eco. I don't think that could be considered an obvious position, to be honest. Because they expected a player to push Palace, and they were correct about that. Just didn't know if he pushed all the way around. I mean, that angle, you see tier 1 teams forget to clear it, so... And I'm talking the higher up tier 2 teams, top 5 in the world. Nades thrown over to top mid. Some damage done. Baccarino finishes off the frag onto a morb. Swings out. Again, it's actually Egelund. Baccarino over in Con. Jace with a kill as well. And in the 5 versus 2, it's Gamezilla and Kaylee. Well, might be just Kaylee now, who's down to 28. Even he can't pull off some frags with that Deagle. 3 for Baccarino. And a 3-1 lead for Kronjyllands, as expected, after winning that anti-force round. Three in a row for Kronjyllands. KS with a chance to break that streak, although their money is not looking great. Avu up close. He is joined by Emilio. This could be a double kill for Cerber as well. Don't forget, he's already trained on the angle. Spots out the player out close. Emilio does bait his teammate a little bit, but Jace, that's a very important kill to get. If Jace goes down, they straight up lose the entire B-bomb site, and Emilio, well, not ready for a short for some reason. I mean, you lost mid-control. Jace now, they know he was towards Apps. He's gonna need some help quickly. He goes down to Gamezilla. A 3 versus 2 for KS. And now there's a player over towards bench. Baccarino just goes forward, not ready for the close angle, but he is covered by Egelund. I'm surprised that Kaylee wanted to push that all alone. You have the 3v2, just play the man advantage the way Bledar and Gamezilla are right now. Egelund completely alone. Needs a triple kill and a 1v2 if he wants to win this round and keep the streak going for Kronjyllands. He does have a kit, so time shouldn't be that big of a problem. He has about 10 more seconds to get both of these kills, and it seems like Egelund is just going to commit to the save. Egelund? If anything, that's another kill, heavily damaging the economy of KS. I mean, don't forget, they came into this round missing a bunch of nades, having some Galils. So them losing 4 players is, well, a catastrophe. Luckily for them, they do win the round. And Gamezilla saves an AK over. But it shouldn't be that big of a tragedy. If they go for Galils, they're going to have a bunch of util. But we'll see. I mean, it's only 1 Galil so far. Cerber and Bled are not going to have almost any utility between the two of them. Up and 3 and 4s with an MP9 for the side of Kronjyllands, and Kaylee right through the smoke lasers Baccarino. So man advantage found. And it seems like it's going to be a quick split towards B from short, and Abs Emilio, if he had gotten that second, would have probably ended the round right then and there. The MP9 only good for 1. Now it's Egelund to try and pick up the broken pieces. Bledor presents himself and gets punished immediately. But luckily for KS, Kaylee seems to have woken up. It's his second frag of the round. And he immediately takes market control. Does double back. Avu in the 1 versus 2, but he does get spotted out. He immediately takes out Cerber, and he's almost full HP. Smoke, nade, Molotov. Kaylee has to deny the cross, and he simply can't do it. The smoke, it's wonky, but it's good enough. Nade falls into the middle of it, and Avu clutches it. Just enough time, I can't believe my eyes. Another insanely close clutch that goes the way of Kronjyllands. My goodness. Immediate tack pause. I mean, if Kaylee didn't put a hole in his monitor then, he won't ever put it through his monitor. My god. And don't forget, they lost so many players in that round previously. Look at their money. They just lost a round with a plant, and that's their money. Kaylee goes hero, AK, everybody else go pistols and try to full buy in the next. Needed a quick sip there. My god. Is that a tilting way to lose the round? To lose any round, not just that one. One player already out towards ladder. And Bled are looking to move up short. Again, a similar approach. They want to go towards B. Egelund, has he been spotted? The answer is no. Down goes Gamezilla. Smoke thrown, but Bledar has to get this kill. I mean, the flash by Kaylee is so perfect. And Nob given over to the scariest player with it on the other side, but Jace, he even got the dink there. That's a lot of damage done. In the meantime, Baccarino through the smoke takes out Kaylee. That just leaves Bledar and Cerber. Cerber down to 39 from the flying dink of the MP9. Jace doing wonders with the SMG, and now the retake can come through. But this is a very difficult site to retake. A bunch of long sight lines and then tight corners when you get to the bomb site. So Cerber, even this low HP, could be put to good use. Savu gonna push through, but Bledar does get the kill, and now just Cerber. But look at the way he slithers into market. And there's no chance they expect this Emilio gone. And now it's a bit more even, 47 versus 39 HP, but Baccarino does get on the bomb, and Baccarino is taking it. Baccarino wins it. And you can say that before the bomb even gets defused, because you can tell by Cerber's body language, he was not ready for the stick. He does get the kill, and does save, not the op, he saves the M4, which is unfortunate. And, well, pros never fake. Look at how many bombs KS have planted. 2 explosions, 3 defuses. But 5 out of these 7 rounds played have gone the way of Kronjyllands. And the struggles for KS just continue. Amar is AFK again. I'm not sure what happened to Amar. He is probably... Well, we're not going to count Bledar in this conversation because he's usually the opper. So it's not fair to compare him. But behind Kaylee, Amar might be the best aimer, raw aimer on this team. Egelund taking a lot of damage, but he just swings out. Let's get taken now. 2 nades, 40-ish damage onto Abu, and finally... some good news for KS. Five versus 3 in the favor of KS. Bomb still left up in front of top mid. And Baccarino goes down as well. If Jace falls, this round is over. MP9 in the hands of Emilio. So finally, KS are going to break that streak again on the side of Kronjyllands. Kaylee gonna get the bomb down, and at this point it's a matter of how much money can Emilio get, because Kronjyllands are forcing it the next round, that's for sure. 1400 loss bonus, you're not gonna be buying anything more than a pistol. Maybe a scout if somebody has the funds for it. Nobody has $300, so it's $250 for both Avo and Emilio. With 1400, that's not even enough for a scout. And he gets caught out by Kaylee. 2 kills for Bledar in this round. 3 on the board for KS. Looking to keep this first half close, because in the previous map, they got 8 to Ford. And they got 8 to Ford in a way that should have never happened. With, I think it was... Was it Emilio clutching the 1v3? I believe it was. 5 Deagles. Or sorry, not 5 Deagles. It's 3 Deagles and 2 5.7s. Up against 5 rifles. Well, realistically, this should be routine cleanup for KS, but these rounds are the most dangerous. Also, if they lose this round, for real now, Kaylee might actually put his hand through his monitor. And what has happened to Amar? 2 maps in a row that he is... I mean, not even mediocre. Amar's just been bad. And the reason I'm mentioning it so much is because he's such a key player for KS. He's the guy that can give you 25 on any given day, and, well, speaking of Amar, he does get up to 4 kills. And he is the player you want to get these anti-eco or anti-force frags. Oh my goodness, everybody are missing Cerber with 3 in total. Professional Counter-Strike, ladies and gentlemen, where, well, if you remove the HUD from time to time, it might even look like Premiere. Like 10k rating. But only from time to time. And with 5 pistols, specifically 5 USPs and a flash, this is not a round. Kronjyllands can never win. Can never win. Kelly does take a bit of damage from that Molotov. So with 50 HP, the USPs could maybe put in some work. But... Kaylee, great flash thrown by Cerber once again. Cerber showing great support utility. And Emilio can't get anything. Full house for Amar and Kaylee, 3 and 2. First stack boss called by the Danes. Nice force, 1 loss bonus disband, but they are supposed to force when they have 1400, because you can't buy anyway. And well, even when they buy, they just get shut down by these AK, so it doesn't matter. KS with the 2 for 0 to start off the round. Luckily for Jace, that Molly shouldn't see us go or see us to him at this point. Did you know he's on the left? Cerber? There's no way they didn't see him, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter, because they trade the kill as well. So Emilio, last man alive. And he's dead to Bloodar. Off of Egelund's assists. Or assist. It goes for Bloodar. And this time KS are looking a lot more normal compared to, you know, what we usually see from KS. And the force coming out of Kronjyllands, I mean, obviously, you kind of have to. Last round of the half, 4 MP9s in the Scout. And a great frag found by both Cerber and Kaylee. And that should be it for round number 12. This should be a 7-5 half for KS. And with such a big man advantage, make that an even bigger man advantage. There's not a chance for Kronjyllands to come back into this. I mean, KS would unironically have to disconnect with 3 players, and even then I don't think Kronjyllands could win the round, so... Not even a bullet hit yet by the side of Kronjyllands, and, well, Egelund has no idea that the player is already out and through to short. Cerber Just looking to close out the round. And the half. 7-5 for KS. Phenomenal job done to rebound after that horrendous first map. And maybe Egeland, well, was probably hoping for just a single kill. GameZilla picks up 3 in total. Almost goes up into the double digits. And now, well, with 5 in a row, KS... Don't forget there was a 5-2 lead for Kronjyllands at one point. KS have done a great job. Second half on the way. Might as well toss a coin. I haven't tossed it all day long. Let's give heads to Kronjyllands since they do have somewhat of a head of a moose, I think, as their logo. And it's heads. So the coin is spoken. Let's see if these two teams are going to follow through or KS are just going to demolish them with USPs. 5 Kevlars on the side of KS, so no kit, no utility, and GameZilla connecting on the first. Surprisingly, they turned their backs to short, and even when they face them, they just get absolutely nailed. KS are shutting them down all the way. Only a single kill found by Baccarino. Kaylee with 2 to close it out. GameZilla with 2 to open it up, and 8 on the board for KS. Kronjyllands have fallen apart. No force out of the side of Kronjyllands, a single HE. I think Milio did sell it. GameZilla just gonna push up mid. Abu. Tucked away into the corner. Yeah, I've dinked GameZilla. GameZilla dead to a Glock, and even Cerber gets a bit of damage. Okay, these Glocks are actually hitting their shots. Another dink connects. And in the meantime, Jace... he's flanking them from under. They've lost the A bomb site. Baccarino is in CT spawn. Oh no, KS. Luckily, they do get a kill, but this is a kill for Jace for sure. Even with a Glock. Oh no. Cerber turns around in the nick of time, but Baccarino just needs to connect one shot, and the Cerber is dead. The bomb hasn't yet been found by KS. $30 HP for Cerber. 100 for Bledar. That's going to have to be a headshot by Baccarino's deal. Don't forget, this is literally a full eco round for Kronjyllands. They bought a single deagle. And that's it. And Baccarino, if he connects one more, oh, the timing for the turnaround. Horrendous. Killing 3 players here is amazing for the Danes. Yeah, we'll see. The FAMAS doesn't kill in a single bullet to the head, the Deagle does, and he doesn't have Kevlar, so... kinda has to go with the Deag there. And a full buy for Kronjyllands. A Mag 7 for GameZilla. Playing over towards B, but he's going to be a non-factor for this round, because the hit is towards A, and Gailey has his hands full there, does get the first. They should know he's under Palace, and they're going to get not both. Gailey, off of the flash, actually swings out. He swaps places with Baccarino, luckily. For Kronjylland, Baccarino gets the kill. The trade is there. They know another player is towards stairs, but Bledar gets both. And now it's only Avu looking for the spray transfer. 1v1 against GameZilla, and the Mag 7 nails Avu to the floor. And gets 10 on the board for KS, but still a massive amount of losses there for KS. 4 players gone. Tech 9s and the Glock. Egelund looking to save up money to get the op out, and after this, Kimzilla on a shotgun again. Don't forget, this is by choice. Although I do believe he might have actually, no, whatever he did, he could have bought an M4. And Emilio opens up the round with the Tech 9. Avo gets a kill as well. Okay, this might be troublesome for KS. This is a great chance for Amar to get some kills that he has been lacking oh so much through this best of 3. Vaccarino does get the bomb down immediately. Amar uses it to reposition and get closer. And again, these pistols are going to cause trouble. There is a player on the flank, but Amar falls. He had to stay alive and buy his team time, but they're sort of disjointed away from each other. Kaylee is going to play this like a 1v3, because his teammate is so far away, but they are going to join forces together. Kaylee, off the sound cue from Bledor, leaves just Jace 1v2. They have a kit, they have a nade, but the nade does not fall into bench. Jace swings out, and Bledor shuts him down. Heroics out of the side of Kaylee. Great job done with the player running on short and Kaylee dropping from apps. But both sides making a lot of mistakes, and that's ultimately gonna cost you at one point. Luckily for KS, they have been winning a bunch of these rounds, even when it's been tight. And the Kronjyllands on their last proper full buy unless they start winning rounds. Volley out the top mid, but with Bledor having this information, they know that nobody crossed. They're setting up a hit towards A. Emilio gonna be lurking out from underpass, and he does connect Amar. Just can't hit anything in. Abu with the swing. Vaccarino with one as well. I mean, 3 kills going the way of Kronjyllands without a single answer from the side of KS. Should realistically just be around for the Danish team. But Cerber is still here. Cerber's had a very good game so far. He was also pretty decent. You know, he was as good as you could be on that first map when you lose 13-5. Gets another. Gamezilla did go down in the meantime. Cerber looking for another kill. He did get the dink onto Egeland, but not enough to get the kill. Good attempt by Cerber, but it's round number 6 on the board for Kronjylland, and, well, with all of those rounds where KS won barely with 1 or 2 surviving members, now it's finally gonna get mirrored here in their economy. M4 for Bledor, they forcing up. 3 Deagles, an MP9, and an M4, but as I always say, these are the most dangerous rounds, and 4 players on the side of Kronjylland have 71 ADR, which I've never seen in my life. I've seen 5 players have 100, you know, right after pistol round, but this deep into the game, that's just random as hell. Gamezilla does get spotted out, but he might take some attention away from Abs, which is going to be pretty good for his teammate who is up towards the balcony. You know, he's towards bench, and there's Bledor with the swing. Damage being done onto all of these players. Emilio can't quite connect, and he barely stays alive. But look at the rotation from KS. 4 players who were on B. Now the rotation comes out from both sides going A. And the nade thrown towards short. It's Cerber to just run through everything and take out Emilio. It's a 4 versus 3, and Kaylee has an AK. This is always a terrifying thing to be up against. But neither him or Bledor can quite connect. And Avo gets both, leaving just Amar and Cerber. In the 2 versus 3, both Avo and Vaccarino are tagged up. Avo on just 33 HP. Is looking for the frags. 1 player on the bomb side, Egeland spotted out, just holding with the ob, decapitates Cerber, and Amar is all alone. 7 rounds on the board for Kronjyllands, and the full reset for the side of KS. Don't forget, the next full buy for KS is not going to be glorious as well, because, well, going off the fact that they will probably lose this round, because Kronjyllands, they've done a great job at dealing with the force buys and ecos of KS. At 11-8, you're going to have a full buy of 29 or 24 plus 1900. And with that, I mean, you have M4s with a bit of utility. You probably don't have a kit. Especially Cerber. I mean, he's down to 1200, but yeah, you can see him selling his stuff. It's only going to be Amar with a Deagle, a P250, for Cerber and the Deagle for Gamezilla. Routine cleanup in store here for Kronjyllands. You can see how ready they are for a push from the side of KS. I mean, they've fully given up mid. They're not present on B. They're going to hit A with the default execute. And, well, a default against a round such as this should go through relatively smoothly. P250 over on A. Not a single Deagle on A so far. It's Gamezilla and Amar who are on mid and CT, but look at the stack coming out from KS. Okay. KS reading into this properly. Amali comes out. One player is on top here in Bledar. Are they going to clear him out? They're baiting for him. All they have to do, and Bledar has a Zeus. Oh, this should be a guaranteed kill. Bledar goes forward. It's a 2-for-1. But another player traded immediately and threw the smoke back. Arena with 3. Shuts down any advancements for the side of KS, and it's only Cerber. Back Arena with 4 might even be on for the ace. Cerber all alone. The chase. Will he plant the bomb right in front of this P250? That's a death sentence for sure. They're not clearing out triple. Cerber still not making a noise. Swings out from the left side, and he tries to go for the kill. Jace AFK, I guess. But Baccarino does get the ace because of it, which is nice to see. 8 rounds on the board for Kronjyllands. And an 11-8 lead for KS that is slowly melting away. Four and 4s and a FAMAS. Not more than 2 nades on any single player, not a single kit to be found. And look at this, Egelund with the op going aggressive, and the Glock is out, Abu! There to get the kill, what is happening? What are they doing? Both sides throwing like 4 players in total, more, 5, 6 on mid in total. And just seeing what sticks. Baccarino to extend the man advantage to +2 for the side of KS. A 4 versus 2 that you really can't afford to lose if you're Kronjyllands, and I don't think they can lose this realistically, especially with Baccarino popping off up to 20. Off the back of an ace and a double kill, might even be 21 if he got a bit more lucky here against Bledar. Maybe could have had his 21st. But that should guarantee the round for the Danish team. And they're going to cut the lead down to just 2. Bledar will be allowed to save. Kronjyllands, they don't really care about taking that gun away. They have a bunch of money themselves, which I'm surprised didn't lead to them maybe chasing down Bledar, but Mirage is a very large map, so I kind of understand them as well. OT chance ringing off in chat. We might see it. Although it's only Bledar with a rifle. But he is going to be joined with 4 upgraded pistols. Some utility, and I mean some, I literally mean a nade and the Molotov, unless somebody gets a flash, which they will not. I'm surprised at least Bledar didn't buy an extra nade, although he is saving up for an op, which makes sense, even with 3,400. You want to have as much money as you possibly can. And Egelund nutmegs Bledar with the bullet. Bledar takes space towards Abs, nearly gets another. Jace can't even look for the trade, he gets dinked through the wall. There's another player here, Gamezilla with the 5-7. He does take the AK off the ground. Look at the damage done. Bledar did a phenomenal job. Not only getting that kill, he left Jace with 4, Emilio with 48. Jimmy Johnson fans in chat, if you know who that is, in Baccarino falls to Cerber. Finally, somebody stops this man, and Emilio gets tagged up even more as well. Gonna have to look 3 different ways, and that's just not possible. It's even GameZilla swinging from short with an AK, making this a 3 versus 1. Jace is dead. He has 1 HP. There's 3 AKs. They're about to look him dead in the eyes and say, sit the hell down. No matter will GameZilla swing, and off the back of the flash, that is just nasty. 12-9 for KS. And as I always say, these guys are the most dangerous with the Eagles. Second to last pause called by Kronjyllands. But I'm not even sure if they're going to get to that last pause. They have a full buy. Perfectly manage their economy to at least have this one more buy. But KS are a round away from taking us to map number 3. Ancient, a very good map for KS. And I believe we're going to see a resurgence of a Mar. No mid control attempted by Kronjyllands, although Emilio is running in through under. But he is completely alone. I mean, you could get killed very easily if you're on your own. Nades fall onto both Emilio and Avu. Emilio left with 37. Unconfirmed damage, just gonna make this round that tad bit easier for KS. We'll rotate 3 players into B. And through the smoke. GameZilla, that is so nasty. GameZilla might have just won the map off of the back of a single kill. It's Cerber and Amar and Bledar and everybody getting a piece of the pie. Only need Kaylee to get one for the team ace, and GameZilla not gonna allow it. 13-9. It looked shaky for a moment. But KS, I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. There's no questions asked. This team, when they're firing on all cylinders, they're incredibly difficult to play against. A bit less of a dominant victory than a 13-5 that happened on map number 1, and, well, everything that happened so far that just doesn't matter. Both of these maps, they can get forgotten. It's a best of 1 on Ancient. Will you be going home with a 3rd place medal, or will you be going to the grand final and going up against Fish 123 and trying to be the champions of United21 Season 33? We'll find out after a 10 to 15 minute break. Hello everyone and welcome back to map number 3 for the lower bracket finale here between KS and Kronjyllands. As I said before the pause, everything you've done so far just doesn't matter. It's all forgotten, and we're essentially gonna watch a best of 1 to the death here on Ancient, which Kronjyllands are gonna open up with a knife round win, as if that matters. It does for the side, of course, but knowing the way teams are, it's a CT side start. Who would have thought? Any map except for Anubis and they start the CT side. But, you know, doesn't really matter. You're going to play both sides anyway. And, for example, some people, me, prefer starting the T side or just the more difficult one. But at these guys' level, I'm sure there's more to just in the side you prefer. And as I said, KS are a pretty strong team on this map. So, obviously, expecting Amar to wake up, he did, you know, shine just a bit. On map number 2, it was nothing special, at least by Amar standards. Kelly started playing well. Cerber had a second good map in a row, which something I'm looking forward to seeing. Can he get 3 maps in a row? Because if he is playing well here on the 3rd map, shouldn't be a big problem for him. Anyway, the map stats, if I can pull him up from anywhere. On Ancient, well, Kronjyllands haven't had many HLTV matches, but KS have a 35% win rate out of 17 games? Ay, that's unfortunate. But from what I've seen from them, I mean, it doesn't feel like they're a 35% win rate team on this map. That's what I'm trying to say. But we'll see. Will we see Kronjyllands take the advantage of that low win rate, or will it be KS to book a ticket to the grand final, coming all the way from the lower bracket? They started off this tournament with a forfeit lose. And Amar, a lot of missed bullets, but it's actually Jace with the dualies from Big Box, still not cleared. Kaylee falls as well. It's a shutdown on the A-bomb site. And round number 1 on the board for the Kronjyllands side. Kronjyllands, 1 knife. That's why they're off on the CT side. They have green jerseys. That's going to offer them a little bit of camouflage. Here on Ancient, Emilio might be risking his life playing this up close and personal against these pistols. Jace, I really hope he saw somebody, and yeah, if that molly was late, he would have been dead. He did burn Kaylee a little bit. The smoke, horrendous. Luckily, it's not going to cost him too much. Emilio falling back, just 18 HP, but Egelund is here to help out. And Cerber does get 2. So they did offer him up some kills. It's 2 M4s dropped there as well, I believe, so should be Baccarino coming in for the rifle as well. Great job done by Kronjyllands to keep this round under control. And yet again, seems like we're going to open up with a 3-round streak for the Kronjyllands. Break for Amar to open up the round. And some trouble. For Kronjyllands, Gamezilla rockets Egelund. And they're gonna walk through the molly, but Baccarino gets 2. He gets saved by Jace. The absolute goat of the defense here for Kronjyllands, saving Baccarino's behind and even doubles up with the kill onto Amar. It literally looked like the round was gonna be over if they explode into the B bomb site, and now it's just Kaylee. 1v3, no Kevlar, 5 bullets left in the Deagle. Only 1 needed to kill Baccarino, though, but I don't think he's ready for Baccarino to be behind him. 3 for him, 2 for Jace to fill out the full house. And a 3-0 lead for the Kronjyllands. Although that round was a bit shaky, but any round against KS when they have pistols can be shaky. Because they are phenomenal aimers. Kronjyllands. Not just that their aim is good, it's also the power of friendship. But no, for real though, These guys play around each other quite well, which you always love to see. Default util coming out from the Danes, just closing off elbow, but a flash through, and what an aggressive peek by Jace. And they do leave Avu there. Melee on mid does struggle a bit. That's where that aim factor comes in. Avu sleeping a little bit on the angle, but does catch out GameZilla. And with Kaylee and Bledar both being tagged up, Kaylee on 25 HP. In the 4 versus 3 in the favor of Kronjyllands. It's gonna be difficult for KS, especially with Avu seeing the shadow. Although Kaylee should be aware that his shadow goes all the way around. At least I hope so. Cerber rotating deeper into cave. If anything for Kronjyllands, I think it's good that the B bomb site is actually this open. Because they can just play for the retake, and yeah, with those two smokes coming out, it's just going to be confirmed. And they can group up, play the 4v3. They have a nade in the hands of Avu. Cerber looking to drop a nade of his own, not going to do any damage. But a re-smoke for long. They're out of smokes. So short is going to be a big factor, but will Cerber drop a flash here, maybe? Don't have a smoke for cave, and that's something they have to worry about. The flash ready, but they're behind it or in front of it. Cerber and Bledar with 2, so it's a 2 versus 2 now. Both sides taking a lot of damage. They have an 8 in the hands of Avu. The bomb just gets stabbed. The wallbang does connect. Baccarino is on 1 health, but he catches out Kaylee. Avu sticking the bomb. 2 seconds. 1 second. Cerber gets him off it, but there's still plenty of time left. And by the skin of their teeth, by the skin of Baccarino, 6 HP in his triple kill, they get a 4-0 lead. But that round was incredibly close. Nades out from both sides, and quick heaven control coming out from KS. Although 3 players to start off the round on B, A completely open. Not of interest by either side. Since KS, well, they do have a more waiting for the lurk, and GameZilla taking a bit of damage, and Kaylee just hears the reload and swings. Full swing in effect. The Jace is there for the trade, although he does get killed right back by Bledar. And with 3 people being on B, well, they're gonna have to go and try to retake this. Cerber caught out in the middle of nowhere now. GameZilla trying to run across. He has 20-something HP. And they hear him running, and any player that's this late must have the bomb. GameZilla don't jump in nearly. Even got taken out by his teammates. Avu and Baccarino joining each other here from main, but the bomb is just running over to B, and I feel like Kronjyllands are aware of it. Amar does catch out Baccarino. Great headshot by Amar, his 3rd kill of the map. And with the bomb planted, unless Egelund can pull something off, I don't think Avu even comes close to the B bomb site. And Egelund should just go back. The timing couldn't have been worse. Bledar perfectly timed peek, 2nd kill of the round, and an op on the floor, which is going to be hella happy to see. Bledar is one of those players that will play the op unconditionally. First round on the board for KS. Did take him a bit to get it, but they finally broke the streak of Kronjyllands, and, well, with them doing a bunch of damage to the economy of the Danish team. You see them relegated to pistols and SMGs on 4 players. Although there is still one M4 in play in the hands of Abu, and we saw how much impact that one rifle could have. Read Bledor's Hero AK from the previous map. Not that much utility on the side of Kronjyllands, so they're gonna have to wait out a little bit in this round and more. No waiting from his side. Immediately flying out. And it's KS taking that entry frag. Kaylee right behind the smoke. Will they try a boost over it? No chance that they can see. No chance that they can see over that. If Abu hit that shot while flying, I would have left. Straight up and just disconnect from the studio. But they are still continuing to take space on B, even with all that early utility. Abu is gonna drop a flash into ramp. Gamezilla. He was in front of the flash, and the easy kill for him on the back of Reno. Abu struggling a lot. Only good for one. And down goes Jace as well. Leaving only Egelund. Not for long, though. Gamezilla with 2. Right through the smoke into the forehead of Egelund. And that puts Kronjyllands on a full eco round. We might see a pistol or 2 upgraded, maybe a flash or something, but that's it. Early nades, and 2 kills go the way of Amar, 3 with the AK. That just leaves Egelund and Jace. I mean, as expected, great nade stack, by the way. Egelund might even get this kill with the USP. That's an op for him that, well, the primary op of Kronjyllands is going to take away from Bled. That is his actual op, I believe, that he dropped a few rounds ago. But I mean, for KS, this is certainly their 3rd. Just a matter of, can they get that op out of the hands of Egelund, and it seems like they will be able to. Egelund still fighting, tooth and nail. Swinging. Nearly connecting onto Gamezilla. Gamezilla with another multi-kill round. And 3rd on the board for KS. Finally, another full buy round for Kronjyllands. Emilio could get caught out again. Gamezilla plus W gaming through mid. They're not ready for this. No chance. Flash is perfect. Or horrible by the CT side. Not sure who actually threw that flash on mid. But they did quickly get the trade. Avu luckily did get that kill. If it was a 5v3 round, would have been over. But look at this. Emilio is going to get pincered. Oh no. Emilio is not going to get mollied, but he swings into Gamezilla, who has another multi-kill round. And what is this plant? In the middle of nowhere! 2 kills go the way of Kronjyllands, and now it's a 3 versus 2. Amar and Bledor have to fight this now. Just Bledor. Flash not gonna blind him at all. He almost catches the player crossing. Just spot him going back. And Bledor has to look 3 different ways, which is not good at all. Just misses on the headshot again. Bledor spotting out the forehead, but he can't really shoot. Because every time you shoot, you give the opponents like a second of a chance to swing you. Although he does catch out Baccarino. Last bullet in the magazine, tries to fake the reload. I like the idea from Bledor, but you have to quick switch and, well, you have to re-bolt the sniper. Avu saves the op immediately, switches hands, gives it over to Egelund. That's our number 5 on the board for Kronjyllands. Of course, KS with more than enough money to buy again. a chance for either team to win this round and reset their opponents, although KS are much further from a reset. 2400 loss bonus and some money saved up. If they kill a few players and then lose the round, they'll still be able to buy. But Kronjyllands, 3 players over towards B. This could be a death sentence for KS. Look at the position for Baccarino. MP9 more than a rifle in this position, and that is all she wrote for B. Baccarino does get traded out, and Emilio falls as well, but it's a bit too late. Bledar needs to clutch up in the 1v4. Turned 1v3. But he can't even get back out of there, although Egelund... Where the hell is he going? You know where Bledar is. Come on, you can't be running all willy-nilly. The op is gone, and Bledar chance for the headshot, but Jace does pick him up. That's at least an AK for Jace, but he is running towards 7, hoping to maybe get that all picked up, but no. Egelund punished for his over-aggression, but look at the money KS can still buy. Force coming out of the side of KS, but this could seal their fate in the first half. Because they've already lost the player and they've spent all their money. Luckily, Kaylee does get the trade. And Jace, he's very open in this position, but Egelund got a kill. And that might seal this round, but look at this flank. Kaylee, luckily for Kronjyllands, they've actually smoked off Donut. Not sure if that's the T or CT side smoke, but Avu with another onto Kaylee, and Avu makes it 2. That just leaves Bledar again. 1v4 turned 1v3. But it's going to be almost an impossible situation, especially with 2 players already on the B-bomb side. Baccarino, this is an angle in which the MP9 should realistically lose the duel to an AK. Bledar just swings out and picks up the headshot. 85 HP, this is more than doable, but this time it's timing not favoring Bledar. 7 on the board for Kronjyllands. And, well, KS have to save. If they want to have a buy in the last round of the half, which I'm certain they do. No op for Egelund. That one mistake where he dropped the op in heaven is actually costing him a lot. Although in a round such as this, you prefer having the rifle than the op, and Emilio, he's gonna get caught here in the corner, but Emilio gets 2. He has to get at least 1 more to keep it doable. Well, it still is doable, but a man advantage. Nonetheless for KS. Egelund has full utility. They should reload that gun, Amar. Should be aware that the M4 is out of bullets. Gonna go forward. Jace nearly caught through the smoke. They still have a lot of utility remaining. Smoke and Molotov. And nade as well. Smoke does get broken open. They almost caught Amar. And they almost caught Bledar crossing, but in the end, it's neither of them going down. Bledar does fall. 10 seconds left. There should be a save for Egelund. Peek from Cave. Ega not ready for it. And round number 4 on the board for KS. I'm not sure about that ninja position. Personally, when I play B, I don't really like being there, because you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, and also you can get wallbanged easily. But when you get flashed in the middle of nowhere, I mean, your best bet is there. I mean, he got 2 kills from there as well, I'm just saying. He's been playing it quite a lot. And let's see, will this be 8-4 or 7-5? Emilio in the corner, deep on mid. And peekaboo to Kaylee and Gamezilla. Can Amar do anything towards the B bomb site? He is in front of the smoke on ramp. Could catch out Baccarino if you're following the radar. Baccarino, the timing is perfect, and this just should be an easy kill. We might even see 5 alive in the last round of the half for Kronjyllands. Leather and Cerber. This would be a round out of nowhere. And they do spot out Emilio, or rather Emilio, but... Gonna continue going through Donut. 2 players already on A. It's Avo and Jace. Jace picks up the first. Does get traded out. But for Bledar, this is an impossible situation. Eight to 4 at the half. Well, let's toss a coin here. I'll give heads to Kronjyllands again. And it's heads. You know it's legit because it bounced off my keyboard and then spun halfway across my desk. But if that is the case here, for the side of KS, it's going to be very difficult if they lose that pistol round. Kit and Smoke for Gamezilla, and a bunch of utility for the side of Kronjyllands. But look at the heaven control taken. Emilio, if he swings out, he could be a big problem for these players on mid, and he actually gets them off from B. It's only Amar on the B bomb side right now. If they hit B, which they are doing, it's going to be a world of hurt for Amar. He does get in front of the smoke. Emilio doing some damage on mid, and actually Amar, fully blinded through the smoke, picks up a kill on B. This is a post plant, certainly. For Kronjyllands, the USPs rifling shots away through the smokes, and player coming in from cave. It's Cerber to pick up another kill. They do trade him back. +1 advantage remains for KS. They will get the bomb down, but Avo gets caught in the middle of nowhere. Now it's just Egelund and Emilio. In the 2 versus 4, now in 2 versus 3. They continue fighting this, the Glocks. This is where they're the best, but Bledar and Kaylee cross him off, and it's 5th on the board for KS, but with the plant. Kronjyllands are going to be on for the force, and we saw last time KS dropped a round exactly such as this. They can't afford to do that again here on map number 3. Two AKs, a Deagle, a Tech 9, and a Mac 10. It's Amar and Cerber over on the B-bomb site. Cerber, I mentioned him having 2 good maps, and well, a 2-for-1. I was about to comment on him being 6 and 12, but he shuts me right up. Amar in front of the Molotov, the flash comes out, Amar, easy kill onto Avo, spins back into cave, and it's a shutdown on B. Great job done by KS. To shut down Kronjyllands. And cut their lead to 2. Especially with the fact that that was a force buy, this is going to be another guaranteed round for KS. Unless they massively drop it. which shouldn't happen. Nobody has Kevlar on the side of Kronjyllands. There's a couple techs and 2 flashes, but that's it. Acarino falls to Bledar, and should be Bledar picking up a few more. Kelly there to help out as well. It's just Avu and Jace. 2 flashes in the hands of Avu. Not really much he can do, and that nade is going to take him out of this round. Or just leave him with 10 HP. The AK cleans up. Rather, the M4 as well in the hands of Bledar. 3 and 2 for Kaylee and Bledar on mid. And round number 7 for KS, who are closing in quickly. Gamezilla. Oh, very aggressive, but it's actually Emilio to take the kill. And a quick 5 versus 3 in the favor of Kronjyllands. Bledar has to fall back. He's just on 16 HP. Nate falls and blows him to pieces. Amar and Cerber, last 2 men alive for KS. How has this happened out of nowhere? Down goes Cerber as well, and Amar not ready for the peak. A flawless round from Kronjyllands. KS are stumped. What can you even do here if you're KS? I mean, you buy again, yeah. But if you lose another round, you might be losing the map. 1900 loss bonus. They would need to save a bunch of guns if they want to buy in the next. Of course, if they lose this, this is still a full buy-in. Bledar has an op. 16 to 11, the best player on map number 3 for KS for sure. Let's see. Bledar. Not going to be too aggressive from Donut. They are setting up for a hit towards A. The smoke falls into Donut. That's going to force Bledar forward, but it is the deep smoke that also cuts off the mid-angle. Flash is coming out, they're running through the Molotov, they're losing so much health. Bledar gets the first, Bledar with another. And all alone with the boomstick, shutting them down, and they're gonna fall back. They don't want to test them again. He just passed with flying colors. Bledar doing a phenomenal job. It's Emilio pushing over into Red Room. Around KS, can't afford to lose. Cerber caught out, but he does have info on 2 players and does spot out the bomb. Egelund, the one that was carrying it, flash into CT. They force Bledar off the angle. Amar does go down in the meantime, but a 2v3, much more doable than a 3v5. Egelund on a double kill already. Get caught while jumping into heaven and does get taken out by Kaylee. The bomb falls into mid as well. 40 seconds left. It's Jace turning the 1v3 into a 1v2. Still a long way ahead. He is being held by Bledar. And can he clear out this close angle? Gamezilla right under him. Gamezilla chokes. And 1 bullet needed from Bledar, but only 1 needed from Jace as well. He swings and he gets it. What a throw by KS. What a round from Jace. And Egelund. 2 for Ege, 3 for Jace. I jumped out of my chair for that one. 10-7 for Kronjyllands, and don't forget what I mentioned in the 5v3, this is a round KS can't afford to lose. 2 P250s, 2 5.7s, and the Deagle. That's it. They do have Kevlar on both Gamezilla and Kaylee, but that's barely gonna increase their chances at winning this round, although KS have been tricky with these pistols all day long. That's exactly why. Great shot coming out of Amar, but Egelund does get the trade immediately. Where will Kronjyllands opt to go? Acarino, this is a big clear. He needs to make the P250 pounces. Baccarino left alive with just 19 HP. They don't have a smoke for long. Baccarino should get killed here, but Emilio is covering him. And this is the teamwork I was talking about. Amar does pick up another. So Kaylee, 90 HP, a 5-7 pushing into the bomb site. But Egeland was the only player that could actually survive that duel on the wallbang. 11 on the board for Kronjyllands. Five rifles for the side of KS, but no up for Bledar. That might be a problem, although, speaking of Bledar, down goes Avu through the smoke. And a 5 versus 4 for KS. They've split up quite a lot. They know that all they have to do is play passive. They can use the man advantage through trades. My goodness, twist my tongue in half. And with so much space being given on mid, Kronjyllands are reading this perfectly. And they know that there's at least 2 players on B, because that's a pop flash for clearing cave, obviously. Fagelund stepping right on a nade, not helping their 4v5 situation. Nades have been thrown over towards B. It's both of these teams showing presence. Amar didn't quite see the player. Still close on ramp, some minimal damage done by that nade. Torino catches out Amar. Nobody covering ramp, for goodness sakes, and out comes Emilio with another kill. Emilio swings, does spot out the player lane, and they know he's over towards long. Another one coming in, but Cerber through the smoke evens out the situation into a 3 versus 3. Emilio! How the hell does he connect so crisp and so clean? Emilio does go down. And Kaylee, last man alive. He turned a 1v3 into a 1v2, and if he makes it a 1v1, he could have a perfect chance here. Jace up against them, but it's Jace to win. And make it 12 for Kronjyllands. 5 match rounds in a row. 5 chances for revenge against Fish123. Don't forget, Fish123 defeated this team literally yesterday, I believe. 2-0, 13-11, 13-4. Potentially last round of this entire day goes underway, and look at the aggression on mid from KS. 3 players pushing straight forward. They might even go into heaven as well. There's a player boosted. That could be trouble for Kronjylland, and down goes Avo, down goes Egelund as well. Kaylee nearly 3. And Baccarino falls to Amar's MP9. Great call made by KS. Making this a 4 versus 2 and giving themselves a chance at least extending this map. It's Emilio and Jace up against the world. Smoke for CT does come out. That's going to be an early sign that they're going to hit A, but with so much time on the clock, Leather and Cerber have to stay on the other side of the map. Missed shot by Amar, who's not used to playing the op, but he does connect onto the second. Is struggling a bit, but there's the MP9 to clean it up. And another AK gets saved. 3 AKs at an op. That's a great save to have if you're the CTs. Another technical pause, unfortunately. Finally, we're going to be back. 4 more rounds needed for the side of KS to take us to overtime. 4 more chances for Kronjyllands to end off this best of 3 and book themselves a ticket to the grand final. As I said, the revenge tour potentially against Fish123. Molly out towards ramp. And the deep nade as well. 2 AKs and op and 2 Tech 9s, but look at the money for Kronjyllands. 3 players on $50, 2 on 0. And once again, mid-control taken by KS. Minimal utility left for Kronjyllands, a smoke and a Molotov. Can't really hit much with such a small amount of util. But they are hoping that Egelund maybe gets a pick off. They've mollied off jungle. So that leaves him, or Kenny S, depending on how you call it. That leaves him with just a single smoke for the entire B-bomb site. And at this point I'm thinking whether it should go long or short. Or if they might just save it and throw it in the middle of the bomb site. Still a 5 versus 5. This late into the round means it's going to be the full contact play. Utility comes out and 2 kills go the way of Kronjyllands. Server stuck in no man's land, just 5 HP. He can't get anything. It's only Kaylee and Bledor left. 2 versus 4. And maybe a chance off of Kaylee's kill. Nate thrown on the bomb site as well, but they don't have anything else to throw at Jace, who's going to be a thorn in their eye, who could peek from the left or the right. Bledor swinging out with the op, and it might be a double peek coming out from Cave. They take out Kaylee, 13-8, 2-1. Kronjyllands are going to the grand final, where Fish123 are waiting for them. And will it be a revenge tour, or will it be Fish123 taking another victory against Kronjyllands? It's 2-1 at the end of the day. And that's it for today. We saw some great Counter-Strike. But at the end of the day, the less mistakes were made by Kronjyllands, and the Danish team booked themselves a one-way ticket to the finals. Great job done by them, KS. They were struggling all day long. Their star players weren't really star playing, and so on and so on. At the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be too happy with a third place finish, but hey, they're better than 13 other teams throughout this whole season. So for KS, we bid goodbye. For Kronjyllands, we're going to see them tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m. But that's it for today. My name is Redul. Thanks for watching, and from the entire United21 team, I wish you a pleasant rest of your day.